Gotta re-record this video because it started to get a little long in the tooth, and yeah. So, hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ, and this is, well, it was going to be a list video, but I realized that, we're talking about Bionicle vehicles. Not the playsets. We're going to just ignore those for now. Probably talk about playsets in another video. So, we're going to be talking about Bionicle vehicles. Originally, I wanted to make this a top 5 Bionicle video, Bionicle vehicles, and make it, my top 5, or top 5 in general. Didn't end up happening. Well, okay, I had 5 perfectly listed here, but then I realized, I think it's best if I talk about all the vehicles that were released as sets, as, like, Technic-based sort of creations, or just thrown together stuff, I don't know. And it's weird because Bionicle originally didn't have many sort of, set vehicles released as sets, It was sort of a new concept for Bionicle, and it didn't really happen in full until much later. The first vehicle we got was the Boxor in 2002. And this is kind of a vehicle. I mean, if you want to believe it's a vehicle, more power to you, sure, but it's more of a weapon, a defense weapon to for the Matoran to fight against the Borak. Nuparu was a genius, obviously, so cool. And I liked the Boxor vehicle. I got it back when it was released, I think, back in 2002. And I got the Exotoa as well, which is not a vehicle, it's a suit of armor, like an Iron Man sort of thing. Okay, it's not like Iron Man, but hey, it's still, like, an awesome set. I don't have it anymore. I don't have either of these anymore, so I'm gonna have to get them at some point. Again, at least. But the Boxor was cool, You had a little Tohunga build, a little, the charming and, character, that, you had Nuparu, who was an Onimatoran, who had an orange mask, of all things. And it was fitting to include Nuparu, because he invented the Boxor out of, parts from Borak. Which was kind of strange, considering the Borak were basically dead Matoran. Oh my god. That escalated quickly. So, the Boxor definitely had an interesting function with the knobs, actually. So this was the first use of these 4-lobed knobs that are used on the G2 sets. I don't know why LEGO reverted back to those in order to get that to work with G2. Probably because of the simplicity of the design. And it works. I mean, yeah. But the 4-lobed gears were definitely used for the Borak. Or not Borak, for the Boxor, sorry. The Boxor obviously had rubber bands, but if you if you push down on it on one side, that side's arm is going to lunge out like that. And if you do it on the other side, that one is going to do that. And if you do it both at the same time, they'll both lunge forward with the hook claws. And it's pretty fucking cool. It's fun. It's entertaining. And you know what? This Exotoa had some fun in it as well. And that was pretty fun. The first actual vehicle we got was in 2003 with the Takanuva set with his Usanui vehicle, which, bumped up the price a bit from, what would have been like a $8 Toa Nuva set from 2003 to a $30 set because, it was used in Mask of Light. Why not? So they were, It was made out of Rockshi parts. It was made out of Borak and Borakala parts. It was made out of, well, Lewa's katanas. I guess he had to sacrifice his katanas in order to do that, but there was 3 of them? Okay. There was, obviously, you know, you had rubber hoses or tubes, whatever. It was a fun design. It had a Technic function that was, again, with the 4 lobed gears. That was another early example of use of those for Bionicle, at least. And you know, one of the functions, I think the only function actually, was you know, turning a gear or flipping a switch or something, and it would make the landing gear either fold away or fold out. And, you know, the back blade would twist down or twist up. That's a pretty interesting mechanism, and I like it. When I got Takanuva back in 2003, I had fun playing around with that mechanism, and it was I just enjoyed the build in general. I don't know what happened to my copy of the mask, though. I think it disappeared long ago. And then, you know, after 2003, you know, Bionicle was all about, you know, the figures, you know, the actual characters, you know, whether it be Rahi or Toa or Matoran or Taraga or Titan sets or whatnot, or combination models. Then, you know, LEGO started to embrace the idea or the concept of vehicles in Bionicle, because, you know, the Boxer was a success. The Usanui was quirky, but it was a unique vehicle, and I like it, and I'm sure other people did too. If you don't like the Usanui, fuck you. We didn't get another actual vehicle, not counting playsets, until 2007, actually, with Lasovic. It was an overall simple Toa design, because, you know, he used the Paraka body, and it was a bit of a repetitious set, but hey, it was still nice to get, oh wait, he used the Kanohi Faxon from Halimari. So that's 2 versions of that mask. It was nice to have anyway. So, the Lasovic's vehicle was called the Sea Sled, and it was a cool vehicle. I like it. The problem with Lasovic himself was, of course, the lime joints breaking. Fuck. But the Sea Sled was a neat design. It really was. It was made of like a number of useful and fun parts. You could flip the landing gear up from the front and the back, and, you know, put Lasovic on there and just, you know, swoosh it around a little bit, and it's just oodles of fun. And I enjoyed the Sea Sled. Lasovic himself, bit derived, but hey, still an enjoyable figure, I guess, you know, even though he reused the Konoha fucking Faxon from Halimari, which, you know, talk about repetition. And then, you know, in 2008, Liwa Nuva's adaptive armor mask kind of was... anyway, it was basically like Lasovic 2.0 or whatever the fuck. Jesus Christ, LEGO. 2008 was when they really embraced the vehicle concept. It felt like it was a little late, though, in the game, but hey, they did it anyway, and we were happy. So 2008 first started with Toa Ignica and his Skyboard. I loved this set. First off, Toa Ignica himself was simple, but a decent build. He had the Konohi Ignica, which I still have my original copy of that mask in silver! Yay! It was just nice to get that mask, and, you know, the Skyboard itself is fun to, you know, put Toa Ignica on top of the Skyboard and just swoosh it around and just playing around, and I had memories, fond memories of playing with that set. It was so much fucking fun. The only problem was that the wings, the outer wings thing, should have been locked into place with blue pins, but they were not. Other than that, it was reusing old parts, sure, but hey, I love the design of the Skyboard. It's pretty fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it before, look up pictures. But then we got into the other half, the second half of 2008 was when they went all in for the vehicles. We got Voltraz with his vehicle, the Skyfighter, which I never got Voltraz until, I got a copy of him, a few years or so ago. Well, actually, it was more like a decade ago or less. I don't remember, like 9 or 8 years ago. I just never got it. But then I got it for less than its probably possible asking price off eBay, and, well, I'm happy with it. It's a nice little vehicle that you can swoosh around and have fun with, Obviously, the little Mystica winglet pieces come off easily. At least the one on mine does, probably due to age. And loosening up of parts, which we all know how that's like. But still a fun little, vehicle. I like it. Mazica definitely had an interesting vehicle, too. It's called the Swamp Strider. I actually built it back in 2010 with parts I had in my collection. I only had... there was one part that was missing that I didn't have, and that was the central geared base thing for the turret. Because it was basically a turret on 4 legs, which was pretty cool. I mean, it had pistons, yes. It had the Karapar weapons for the 4 legs, and overall it's a pretty awesome vehicle. I had to take it apart, though, in order to use it for parts. For other projects, of course, so I might have to get the actual set at some point. Actually, that was on my list in general, so I should probably get that set because I have his ex-friend, Voltraz. Were they friends? I feel like they were friends at one point. And then, of course, we got the big 3 vehicles, with the Rocco T3, which is my favorite of the vehicles. The version of Pohatu on there, not the best, but hey, at least he had hands that can move, people. I mean, come on, what the fuck? Pohatu Fantoka was definitely a mistake, giving him those rotor claw things, but it's like, I get it, fighting in the sky and whatnot, but did he have to get his hands chopped off in order for that to happen? But hey, at least he briefly got them back when he rode the Rocco T3. I love the Rocco T3. My original copy I got back in, 2010, I think. And it was on sale in the clearance section at Walmart, I think. And, man, that was a fun vehicle. I would be outside, just holding the thing by the pistol grip with the wings folded out, again, using the 4-lobed knobs, gear things, and just, holding it by the pistol grip and just swooshing it around, having fun, while singing Gravity Hurts. Fond memories. And that was another thing, was the lobs. The 4-lobbed gears were, once again, used for Bionicle. It feels like they were used a lot in Bionicle, actually, and it was not just G2 that was using them. So it was definitely a fun set. I love the Rocco T3. Unfortunately, I never got the Jetrax T6, either the blue version or the yellow version. The yellow version, let's be honest, it was just an excuse to sell another Jetrax T6. because $50, please. No. I mean, yeah, there was a story reason, but it's bullshit, honestly. Honestly, it was kind of a shameful cash grab to me. But hey, we got another Jet Tracks. I never did. I never had either of them. But hey, there was an alternate model that you could turn that one into instead of, turning the blue one into if you really wanted to. It's the Destral Cycle. Why would the island of Destral have all these motorcycle, hot rod looking things sitting around where they could be either stolen or destroyed or whatever? Yeah, I don't get it. I don't think there's an actual story reason behind the Destral Cycle, but hey, it's something. The version of Antros we got on that, well, I didn't get it, but still, on Jet Tracks, both versions, it's literally the same thing, was the worst version of Antros out of the two, because his Kanohi mask, the Mask of Corruption, the Jutlin, I like the original Fantoka version better. This other version looks like shit. I'll get into that in another list video. I think you know what's coming. Yeah. So, but yeah, the version of Antros in both the Jet Tracks T6 blue and yellow versions was kind of crap, honestly. Felt like more like somewhat of a Toa design than a Fantoka demon looking thing design. Which, I have to applaud LEGO for the Fantoka version of Antros, who was this demon looking thing. It looked like he was like mythological demon, like he was like Satan incarnate or something like that. I don't know. It looked pretty fucking awesome. Why do they have to change that with this version of Antros for the Jet Tracks T6? It's bullshit. Yeah, I get it. They had to take off. They had to change him in order to fit into the cockpit of the vehicle. Which, okay, fine, whatever. The cockpit does have you could lift up the cockpit and lift it down. It had a Chirox blade up top. It had these giant these big freaking turbines on both wings that fold out, and you can swish it around and fly it. It looks cool. It looks awesome. Bionicle vehicles in general were just cool and awesome. Some better than others. But yeah, the Jet Tracks was pretty cool looking. I never had it, which, sucks. But the Axelara T9 was the big $80 vehicle that everyone wanted. The version of Liwa I actually got at a thrift store in a bag of other Bionicle sets, including, well, obviously the only ones that were there were the Bionicle Stars, including the Golden Tahoe, missing one foot, so I had to use one of the feet that I still have from my original copy. So I still have those Bionicle Stars over there. Maybe I'll review them. Well, obviously I'm going to review all the G1 sets, I think. But I also got Rotor missing the front end of his cannon, but I was able to fix that, as well as missing a tube anyway. But the Axelara T9 version of Liwa was kind of lazy. It was like, what the fuck, LEGO? They took the backpack off, foregone that, okay. Then they took off the pauldrons, threw those away, okay. Got rid of his sword and his blaster, threw those away. You're starting to notice a pattern here. Then they changed his feet and replaced them with silver Toa Metru feet. Wait, there's no other silver on him. What the fuck? Well, then they decided to rearrange his mask and decide to use dark magic or whatever to make his mask appear uglier actually than the other version. To be honest, I don't really mind this version, but I don't like it as much as the other version, which, the Fantoka version's fine. Then they changed the visor on both Liwa and Poatu. To this visor design, which is honestly not as good. The original visor was simple, it was clean and well refined. The other version, this Mystica version, was shit. It had wings. So what was that for? So their masks can fucking fly? Bullshit. So, well, yeah, the XLR was a big, long fucking vehicle, red and fun, and had this three thing on the back with the turbines, and had the bottom two, I guess you call those legs. I don't know. You turn a gear or something on the back, and it linkages, and both the front ends of the legs fold out, and it makes the top one fold out too. And you had the Fantoka wings on that shaft. You had the Niparu shields on the other two. It was a fun vehicle. There was another function which, obviously put out the landing gear, which I tried to replicate with a vehicle I tried to make. I'm just going to call it the T-12 because the name is ridiculous. And then there was one more function, which you turned another knob of some sort, and it would open up the hatches on the side and roll out these Bionicle Skyblasters, which was a thing for the 2008 wave, because Bionicles have to have weapons like that too. They shoot balls of some sort. And yeah, this was a pretty awesome looking vehicle. It was cool. It was so fun. Honestly, I wouldn't know because I've never owned it, but I've seen reviews, and there you go. But yeah, the XLR T9 would have been awesome for me to have. Same thing with the jet tracks. I plan on getting both at some point in the future. Yeah, it's a shame I didn't get them back when they came out, or at least for Christmas of that year. Whatever. And that was 2008 in terms of the vehicles. In 2009, we got only 5. Okay. I think that's how much we got. No, technically we got like 6. So we started with the Syndox V1, which I got for, I guess, Valentine's Day of that year, of 2010, actually. And it's basically like, the best I can describe it is a snowmobile, because it had tracks, and this turning radius of some sort. So with these Brutaka blades, and Agori from the Fire Village, Volcanus, and but it was like a snowmobile for the desert. Get it? Because Barra Magna was a desert planet for the most part, until the reformation of Spherus Magna, and yeah. But the Syndox was pretty fucking cool. I enjoyed rolling around on the carpet. Back when we had carpet. But I missed that set. I actually have a rebuilt copy of it. I actually rebuilt it. It's on a shelf over there somewhere. But obviously parts had to be improvised, which blows. And I'll have to get a new copy of that at some point too. Same thing with, well, actually no, I don't have to get another copy of the Caxium V3, which, had 2 Agori from the Water Tribe. This was a double vehicle. You could split them off, and they drive off, and then after they're done, they reunite. Then drive away again. It's cool. The bigger portion, Skondonius's side of the vehicle, was cool. It had one smaller tire up front, but it had a big fucking tire, beefy tire up in the back. It had Mystico wings. It had Matoro Mari blades. It had Mystica turbines here and there, and the whole thing was pretty fucking cool. It was fun. It had tubes. It had problems, like gaps, of course. But it was still a cool vehicle. I liked it. I enjoyed it. The next vehicle after that was the Baroness V7, which had a monster of some sort, a creature like a Rahi, pulling this chariot, which had this Iron Tribe dude from, again, the Iron Tribe. What was his name? Samad, or whatever. And he had a black Kalma tentacle used as a whip. The other weapon he had was actually just a sword with a gun attached to it, a Thornax launcher. Yeah, could have been done better, but hey. But the chariot was interesting. It was made with, obviously, recolors and reused parts, but still had unique parts, including the chassis frame piece that was used for all the vehicles, except for the Centaurs. It did have these big, chunky plastic wheels that, I guess, work for the desert, you know? They were stylized, and they looked cool, and they must have used a lot of plastic filament, or whatever the fuck, to create, you know? So, there was chains, obviously, which were connected to the Baroness chariot thing, and then to the spigot beast thing, which was 2 heads. It can also apparently stand on 2 legs if it wanted to, so it could do a claw attack like a bear, I guess. That was cool. Got it for my birthday of 2010, I think. Yeah, and pretty sure it was 2010. And yeah, it was 2010. So unfortunately, yeah, what killed it for me was the spigot's limbs. One of its limbs broke. Fucking black sockets, socket and both ends. One of them broke, and so I had to basically, yeah, take it apart and use it for parts to build my own box. The next vehicle after that was the Thornatus V9. Thornatus, whatever. I love the Thornatus vehicle. My favorite vehicle of 2009. It is the best. Why? Because Dragula. Kidding. It is my best, or it is my favorite, because I like the color scheme of it, with the tan, mixed with silver and gray, black, and it had the tan Mystica shield pieces, one up, and so you can grab onto it to pull thing that triggers a mechanism to spread out the wing things, which have wheels on either side, and Krika heads and Krika weapons on either side. Elec claws. It definitely reused a lot of old parts, but it had a big fucking wheel with a textured thing on, it was a cool big hunk of plastic, big fucking wheel. I can't imagine a Bionicle mock the size of, I guess, a Toa, let's put Golly in for an example, using that big fucking wheel tire thing as a weapon. I mean, you could, but it would be silly. It also had, obviously had these 4 Midax Skyblasters, which, why? You can tell they were definitely trying to experiment a little bit with these vehicles. It was starting to get a little repetitious, honestly. And then, it also had the Thorax blaster up top, which, you could pivot, and it's all fun. There was tubes as well. There was shell pieces of some sort. Periditus, the the member of the Volcanus, obviously. I still have my Thornatus vehicle, actually. I still have Predatus built. I'll have to take him apart, though, because, unfortunately, there's some broken parts on him. I'll have to replace another part on the, or two, on the Thornatus itself, because cracked pieces, broken pieces. Lots of fun, honestly. It's not fun. But the Thornatus vehicle also had kind of a small, tiny little wheel, which was actually comprised of two halves, and stuck under the thing to keep it from, collapsing. It's a balance type of thing, which is nice. But I will always have fun with that mechanism, just pulling at the Mystica shield and watching the things go. It's just so much fucking fun. And then, pulling them to their max so they go forward slightly a little bit too. And then, just rolling that around on the carpet and just having so much fun and singing Dragula by Rob Zombie while doing so. It's just like, oh my god, memories. The memories never end. It's so much fun. But the big vehicle, the big expensive $80, $90, whatever dollar vehicle everyone seemed to be excited for was the Scorpio XV1. Okay, in the movie, apparently it was just this big fucking, creature. And Tellurus, from the Iron Tribe, apparently, was just a part of the creature. The movie was weird. But, yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that scene from the movie. Tellurus definitely had an interesting build. He had Mata feet, obviously. But they were modified for the joint, obviously. And he reused the spigot head for his mask, obviously the other side. And also, he also used, what was it? It was an armor piece used for Kalma, but in Keat Orange. He also used Keat Orange fists. And, even bringing back the old, I guess it started with Robo-Riders or Slizers or whatever you want to call them, Throwbots. The limbs, the Roxy limbs as I call them, which were also used for the Toamata up there too. But these were in yellow, because these were seen in Bittel as well, one of the Mystica Makuta. But that's not the first place they were in yellow, I think. I think one of those was... I think that was in, a Sizer or Throwbot, whatever it's called. It goes by both names. It's... yeah. I don't know. But there was definitely some good recolors in that, in Tellurus, with Tellurus. For some reason, when attached to the Scorpio itself, with his feet on these pins, which are on part of the frame, and also his fists attached at an angle like that. And for some reason, he has the Mari cable, the Mari tubes, the Toa Mari tubes, attached from the back of his head to the, I guess you could say, the center console of the thing. I don't know. It's fucking weird, is what it is. But the Scorpio vehicle itself had this, obviously it was a big fucking, treaded thing. It had treads, of course. A lot of fucking treads. But had big fucking legs as well, It was this monster thing. It had 4 posable ratchet jointed legs. You pull them out and you angle them slightly, and then you pull out the front legs and the back legs, and it looks like a giant fucking monster is about to squash you and probably eat you at the same time. Has Antros's weapons as, pincers, with smaller pincers as its teeth, I guess, in her mouth type of thing. I don't know. There's a rubber band there that was also, looks like it was out of place. There was an area, parts of the head where it looked like there could have been eyes there, but there wasn't until the film. It had an abundance of great parts, including shell pieces that you would see in the 2008 vehicles. And it would have the 2007 Mari blades, including, well, the second long, like the middle Mari blade. Which is, for some reason, in the movie, those are not only up top, but also at the bottom, like turned around and attached to. It was a weird movie. But when folded up, you can roll this creature around as if you're rolling like a tank, a toy tank on its treads on the carpet, and have fun with that. Then you unleash the beast by unfolding everything, and even these two shell pieces on the side. Come on, computer. You fold those down as well, and this the big tail thing, which is made of parts. Obviously, a ton of interesting, useful parts and fun and whatnot. Two Might Axe Sky Blasters again. And then you also have up top a fist. For whatever reason. But it had the Thornax launcher attached to it, and that was the stinger, I guess you could say. The Thornax is an explosive fruit, so that's good enough, right? No? Okay. Point is, the Scopio XV1 was so much fun. It was a great vehicle. In fact, I'd say in some ways it's better than the Thornatus, but I just love the Thornatus. It's a great vehicle. If you like the Scopio more than the Thornatus, you're wrong. Fuck you. If you like the Caxium better, okay, I can see that. But if you like the Baroness vehicle at all, I mean, I can see the Baroness, being a fun. It's a different vehicle class in on itself. But the Thornatus V9 is definitely my favorite Bionicle vehicle from 2009. Second favorite overall. My number one favorite is obviously the Rocco T3. So, but the Scopio is obviously, it reuses a fuck ton of parts, obviously. Even the black gear, Glatorian gears thing for the game thing, whatever the hell that was. That was fun for while it lasted. What was it? It used like 4 of those as like the smaller gear, and then the bigger gear was in orange. There was big ratchet joints. There was pistons. Oh, it was so much fun. It was fun to put together too. Unfortunately, at one point I took it apart so I can build something else out of it. Then I realized that was a critical mistake, and I rebuilt the damn thing. Still have the instructions, so that's cool. But now the discussion after, 38 minutes or so is turn to you guys and gals. What is your favorite Bionicle vehicle? And if you turn around and say the Boxer is your favorite, I understand. Nostalgia is a good thing sometimes, I suppose. It's nice that the Boxer is seen as a vehicle when, okay, I guess it really is a vehicle, even though it kind of isn't. It's a different class of vehicle. Okay, it's weird. But if you are, yeah, I can't really discount the Boxer vehicle. It's great. I need to get a new copy of it. But if your favorite vehicle is the alternate model for Jetrax, which is the Destral Cycle, what is wrong with you? I mean, seriously, the Destral Cycle is not even that cool. I mean, I guess if you're a fan of hot rods and motorcycles like to ride, yeah, just listen to Ride by Presence. That's the kind of ride I prefer. No, seriously, the Thornatus, if that was a real life vehicle, I would ride that. That was that's a pretty fucking cool vehicle. Even the Rocco T3, I would drive that if I was Pohatu. I would ride that vehicle. It's so much cool. It's so much fun. It's just awesome. All these Bionicle vehicles are awesome, and I'm sure there's probably some that I forgot. Obviously, there's some from the play sets, like the like the Toa Terrain Crawler, which, you know, I never had, so I can't really speak to that one. There's the Whale Stinger, or whatever the hell that was called, from 2007. There was also the Vizirac Battering Ram, which I did have, but it was cool, I guess. In 2006, there were some vehicles as well in system, but mostly for like the Race for the Mask of Life set and probably some other sets. I don't know. Point is, the play sets definitely were interesting, but they're in a league of their own. They're system creations mostly, but with some Bionicle parts thrown in as well. And well, yeah, that'll be a topic for another video. In fact, let me go ahead and write that down. Future proofing. So that'll be the topic for tomorrow, probably, is the fucking play sets. I've seen pictures of all of them, and they are different and fun. But yeah. So what is your favorite Bionicle vehicle? Post in the comment section below, and, well, after 41 minutes, I think it's time to sign off for today. Yeah, stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks there. Have a good fucking day, and peace.